Hey everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So today's episode is slightly different in a sense that I'm helping out a friend who, to cut a long story short, he has bought a brand new van after selling his van, and he's a window cleaner. So he's bought a long wheelbase van that he's converted into a camper van, and also half of it is supposed to be a window cleaning van, if that makes sense. But because he's doing that work, he needs to buy another van, which he has done, so he can carry on window cleaning to pay for his existing van. I'm sure you're with me with the story. Anyway, the van that he bought has got some problems, i.e. the brakes don't work. I mean, they literally do not work. So I'm going to fix it for him, and plus the van is a little bit tired, so we're going to see if we can just improve its looks and give it a buff, etc., because it's the right state. Let me show you the van in question, and you'll see what I mean. And here we are. It's a 20-year-old Citroen Berlingo, and it's really in quite a rough state. It's just really old and tired, really, and needs a bit of tidying up. So we're going to see if we can improve its looks. But first of all, we need to fix that brake problem. So we'll get it in, we'll clean out the brakes, we'll sort the brakes out, and then we'll give the van a bit of a clean because it's quite bad. Then we're going to see if we can polish it up a little bit just to make it look a bit presentable, because at the moment, it's just not window cleaning material. Right, let's get it in the garage and let's get it sorted. Okay, I think we found the cause of the brakes then. So this is where the van was parked overnight, and that, my friends, is brake fluid from the rear near side caliper. So I've put the van in the garage and I started to strip down the pipe where the issue was, and what I found, there was a number of issues. And here's the problem with buying these old vans, you see, because you basically end up going down a rabbit hole. So this is the original pipe that came off the vehicle, and it's basically got a split here, which is where all the brake fluid was coming out from. So what we've done, we have replaced it with a new pipe. You can see the pipe hanging just here. But then we went down a rabbit hole, because when I attached the pipe and then I decided to go and loosen off the bleed nipple, I couldn't get that to loosen. It was so rusted on, and as you can see, I've got my heat gun there, heated it up several times, still wouldn't come loose. So we've had to replace it because it's so badly warm. So I've had to take the brake caliper, the rear brake apart, the brake shoes. It's a cylinder, it's a brake cylinder. Let me show you what that looks like. So here we go. So here's the original one. Now this is the original bleed nipple. It's rounded off where someone had previously tried to take it off, and it's absolutely useless. It's rusted in place. I heated this up several times, didn't want to know. And here is the new one. So I bought two of these because the other side, the nipple's actually broken off, so it's completely useless. So I'm going to replace that. I bought two of these using my honey discount code. Got me how much did we pay for it? £22 for the pair. They were £37 each, so £22. And for those skeptics out there, it was a better discount than the code that Euro Car Parts were using. So there you go. Anyway, we got two of these, so we're going to fit these two, and then hopefully that should be enough, because we have to bleed the whole system because obviously the fluid has escaped from the car. And if the front disc brakes, if the nipples on those break, then we got to replace the calipers on the front as well, and that's expensive because they're about £120 each on the fronts. These are quite cheap for the back. So got to put this pipe back on. We get that pipe back on, then we can get this fitted back to the car, or van even. Okay, so I got the brake shoes off and measured them up, and they're very, very low. Plus when I tried to put the brake drum, this bit back on, the shoe actually came off. Yeah, so we need to replace that. So we're going to replace the brake shoes, we'll do it on both sides as well. So since we're taking the drum off, we might as well get that done as well, which means I had to take off the cylinder, which you just see me put on. Old cars, huh? Right, let's get that ordered up.
1 hour later.
Okay, so we've got the brakes now all back together. So as you can see, that's now back, and all the lines are connected up. So now we need to bleed the system from the furthest part of the brake line. So this is the furthest corner. So what we have to do now, we're going to use my hydraulic brake system. The way this works is it sucks the fluid through this line here, and basically you attach your compressor to it. Your compressor creates a vacuum which sucks all the fluid into here. So this system is pretty much empty, so what we expect to see is clean fluid come in here, but normally what will happen is that you will see the old fluid come up there through this line, and then when it comes through clear, you know that you've reached the new brake fluid. So we're going to give this a try and see how we get on. Okay, so we've sorted out the brake cylinder. Brakes are all working fine now. Handbrake has been fully adjusted. Now we've got to look at cleaning this van because it is a real state. The paintwork is really dulled, although I've shined up this side and you can probably see, the light just there. If I go slide along, you'll see it dull out. There you go. Yeah. So that's just to show how bad the paintwork is on the van. So we're going to sort that out. We're also going to sort out these seats. These seats are absolutely filthy. So first thing we need to do, we're going to hoover out the inside of the van, and then once we've done that, we're going to then hit it with my wash vac to clean up the seats and get them to look slightly better than what they are. Okay, so here's a contrast between the two seats. So this is the seat that's been clean, and that's the seat that hasn't been touched yet. You can see the difference. Pretty sure you can. It's like night and day, isn't it? Yeah, what a difference. It needed it, really did. The carpet needs it as well. I'm not sure I'm going to go to that extent. I might do, depends how I feel. I'm going to hit that one next, and then I'll show you the end result. Okay, and here is the interior after a good clean. Much better. Absolutely 100% better. Don't think the camera really gives it justice, but we've cleaned all the seats and they've come up really well. The carpet's still a little dirty, but it's at least not as grubby as it used to be. But yeah, the seats have come up really well. And we've given the interior a little bit of a clean as well, so that's looking much better. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on the outside, and we do need to give the outside a bit of a wash, but it's beginning to rain, so but then that's no reason not to wash it. So I'll probably wash it, bring it in, and then we can sort it out inside. Okay, so the van is now washed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring it into the garage again and get the next stage of this clean. All we're going to do, we're going to give it a very light clean with a gun. We're not looking for perfect finishes because you're never going to get that in a van of this age, especially one in this condition, but we're going to make it look better than what it is. So hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. Because it's a white car, so it's difficult to see, but we should be able to bring out some shine. So let's do that. Right, so we're going to polish up the front here. I'm going to use some cutting compound because the front of this is really flat, and it's also got some burnt in bird muck as well. So the idea is we're going to polish up the front and we're going to see how we get on, and then we'll do a comparison. So hopefully you can see how flat it is at the moment, and then we'll come back and take a look and see if we can get that shine back up. Okay, so we have polished the bonnet and almost half the car. It looks much better. Not sure if you can tell, but there's definitely a sparkle in that now, in that paintwork. It does look considerably better. So I'm going to get on and do the rest of the car. We've done half the roof, so this half of the roof, that half still to get or to go, and we've done the door, etc. on this side. But we are literally polishing value into this vehicle, albeit a few pounds at a time. But yeah, it's coming together now, it's starting to look better. Okay, and here is the van polished up and looking better. You can probably just see the shine in comparison to how it was, particularly down the sides here. So we've literally polished money into this van. So what was about to be scrapped, and this van was going to be scrapped, it's now been saved and it's looking a lot better. Yes, it's not perfect. It was never meant to be. It was just meant to get the van to look a lot better than it was, and now it can go on the road and continue to serve its owner for another few years. Oh well, another 6 months. The interior has come out really good as well. That's all been cleaned up. The seats are all nice and clean. It's a more pleasant space to be in. Like I said, this is by no means a professional cleanup or valet. It is just to get the van looking a lot better than what it was and make it a lot more of a pleasant environment to drive in, and it certainly does look better than it was when it first arrived. Right, so that's this job done then. Okay, so the van is now sorted and will be going back to its owner shortly. And if you're wondering why we did this, obviously I'm helping out a friend, but we have also got in our next series or next vehicle that we're going to be doing, it's going to be a commercial vehicle. And I've been set a task by someone to build them a window cleaning van with all the equipment, but he wants it as cheap as possible, has given me a budget, so I've got to find a salvage vehicle around the same size as this vehicle but newer. So this is a 20-year-old vehicle. This van needs to be somewhere in the region of no more than 70 years old. And so yeah, so we'll be getting that, and we'll be literally getting it sorted and getting it all fitted out with equipment. So we'll be going through that whole process, and of course we've got to get it within budget. So that's our next series. That's what we're looking for at the moment, a new commercial vehicle. So hopefully we'll secure something by the next episode and we can start that process going. So in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe down here and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this and if you're looking forward to the next video that we're doing. We've got another video coming out on Tuesday. It's a promotion video for a company that I'm doing for a product. So be sure to tune in for that, and then we'll be back to our regular schedule. Oh, and we might have a vehicle coming up in Copart, a really interesting vehicle. So stay tuned for that, and that might drop this week. So it's going to be a busy week next week. So yeah, lots of things happening, and we will see you on the next one. So have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you shortly.